What's up, guys? Chris over here at Cover 7. We got a good one Saturday. We got Auburn on the road getting 6.5 points here at Oklahoma. Over under set to 48.5 currently on most books. Now, let's talk a little Auburn football, and then I'll talk a little Oklahoma, and I'll give you my thoughts, my opinions, and I'll tell you who I'm betting on in this game. First and foremost, this should be a good game, honestly. I feel like I say this every week, probably because I love college football so much, but there's a little narrative going on here, right? We remember Jackson Arnold. He started for Oklahoma last year, highly touted out of high school, five-star kid. Didn't play well. I think he took probably too much of the blame last season. All five starting wide receivers for Oklahoma were hurt for a majority of the year. Their offensive line play was terrible. He turned the ball over. Now, some of it was on Jackson Arnold. His body language was terrible last year when he got yanked, threw quite a few interceptions. Wasn't good. Transferred over to Auburn now, and I would say he's having a pretty decent season, right? Let's talk about him, though. 3-0 on the year for Auburn. Wins over Baylor, Ball State, and South Alabama. My big question here with Auburn's offense especially is, can they move the ball against this Brent Venables defense? Jackson Arnold here. Look, I don't think he's thrown the ball particularly well. He does have two really, really good receivers in Eric Singleton Jr., the transfer from Georgia Tech, and super stud Cam Coleman. This kid is a monster. He's got NFL written all over him, but he just hasn't thrown the ball incredibly well, and some of that's a little bit of Auburn's offensive line as well. But where Jackson Arnold has played really well and impressed the shit out of me, to be honest, is his feet. I didn't know he could run. Maybe some of that is he's running for his life, so he has no options, but he's got over 200 yards on the ground and 4 scores. Along with Jeremiah Cobb, the running back, the Tigers are 16th in the country in rushing, so pretty impressive there. Flip side, Oklahoma's defense, though, ranks 34th against the run, so something's going to give in this game. Defensively for the Tigers, and I've always said this about Auburn in a majority of my lifetime, Auburn always seems to have elite NFL talent, and they seem to put together pretty good defensive units year in and year out. Hugh Freeze has done a decent enough job there, especially on the defensive end. They rank 42nd in total defense. They're very impressive against the run. They're 10th. A little bit of an issue here, though. 85th against the pass. Now, a little bit of that, and why that's inflated, in my opinion, was when they played Baylor week 1. If you guys watched that game, that first half was really close. Baylor, in my opinion, Sawyer Robinson, the quarterback for them, he's a really good quarterback. They torched Auburn through the air, and he did that to SMU too. So I don't put a ton of stock in that. I'm not saying Auburn's pass defense in the secondary is elite. They do have a few question marks back there, but Baylor's really tough to stop offensively, especially when Sawyer Robertson gets going. So I don't, like I said, don't put a ton of stock in the 85th ranking right now. It's early in the year. Don't have a ton of data to go off of as well. Let's talk OU here. OU surprised me so far this season. 3-0, wins over Illinois State, Michigan, and Temple. I did pick them to beat Michigan, by the way. That was a pretty good football game for about a half, even though it was like 24-13. OU's defense right now, and I'll talk about that here in a second, looks really, really good this season. Offensively, though, they have my favorite player in the country. I love John Mateer. If you guys watched him last season, he played for Washington State, put up video game type numbers, transferred over to Oklahoma here to revive that offense, and has done a pretty damn good job so far. He's got over 940 yards through the air. To go along with 5 touchdowns. I don't love the 3 INTs. You got to protect the ball a little bit better there. But early in the year yet, where he kills you, in my opinion, is on the ground. This dude, he runs like a running back. It's kind of weird. He's got really good running back instincts for a quarterback. You don't see that a ton. He's very shifty, makes something out of nothing type of guy, and can throw on the run, makes all the throws. Very impressive, but he's got 33 carries on the ground, 161 yards, 4 tutties there as well. And I really love the wide receiver room for OU. This is a huge upgrade from last season. Deion Burks is a stud. He's a stud, excuse me. He's got NFL written all over him as well, so some pretty good receivers in this game. Keontez Lewis, no scrub either. This dude can play. He's just as good on the outside. Like I said, tons of good receivers in this game. We'll see how that pans out, though, against both these defenses. Outside of Mateer, though, my only question so far, and really the only data we can really pull, is the Michigan game. OU struggled to run the ball outside of Mateer. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. They didn't run the ball well last year either. But we're gonna find out in this one. Like I said, guys, to start this off, Auburn's defense, especially their run defense, is super stout. They're 10th in the country. You don't want to become one-dimensional here. That could become a problem for Oklahoma. Speaking of good defenses, though, like I said, OU ranks 4th in the country in total defense. I really like this Brent Venables-led defense, guys. I can't say it enough. I've been super impressed so far. I've watched OU play twice this year. Obviously, the Michigan game was a good one. Was really impressed what they did and held, Bryce Underwood of Michigan and that offense under 300 yards, which is pretty impressive, honestly. So hats off to the OU defense. As far as me betting this game, right now, like I said, line's at plus 6.5 Auburn on the road. I lean OU here in the points. I wish I would have jumped on the 4.5 or 5 earlier in the week. I just didn't get there, didn't see it. This number may continue to climb. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to wait for a better number up until kickoff. I'd like to get a 6, maybe a 5.5. Maybe some sharp money comes in on Auburn here. But I do think OU wins this game. One, they're at home here. I like that environment there in Oklahoma. Auburn, I have questions outside of Jackson Arnold just running the ball every single play, honestly, when the pocket breaks down. Yes, it's great to do, but at some point you're going to get hurt, and you got to have some sort of run game. And I'm not super sold on the pass game yet for Auburn. I'm not. You even got those 2 great receivers, like I mentioned. I think OU's defense is going to be too much in this one. Now, you're probably asking, well, hell, take the under. I do like the under here. I probably will bet the under 48.5. Hopefully that climbs up a little bit. People love overs. So maybe before kickoff, that number climbs to a 49, maybe a 50 or something like that. I would love to smash the under in that spot as well. I just think these 2 defenses are pretty damn good. I don't think you're going to see a ton of points in this one. I could be totally wrong. Could be a potential shootout, right? But I think the first one to 21-24 here wins this game. But give me Oklahoma, and I'll lay the points. With that being said, guys, I got a couple more videos I'm going to release this week. Please give this a thumbs up. It's completely free. If you really like the content here, and I'm trying to improve as a content creator, if you will, or a YouTuber, subscribe. Help me out here. Help your boy out. So with that being said, guys, we'll talk to you next time, and have a good day.